Hey guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm Gio and I'm here for the live stream watch along of Juventus against AC Milan. Matchup will be played in just about half an hour from now. Quarterfinals of the Coppa Italia are on the agenda tonight, and it is a very important match for both of these teams. Of course, the winner progressing to the semifinals of the competition where they will be facing Napoli, but it is a very important match for various reasons. First of all, Milan has won the opening two fixtures of the season against Juventus. Once, of course, in the Serie A at the San Siro, the other one, as we could all recall, in December in the Supercoppa in Doha, where we beat Juventus on penalty shots. And really, this is the third meeting between the two teams. A meeting in which Juventus will definitely want to seek revenge, given the fact that they're also playing at the Juventus Stadium. But really, all it is for Milan today is will they be able to keep their cool? Will they be able to really not play like they did against Napoli, especially in the opening 30 minutes, and avoid those moments of lapses, those lapses in concentration and mentality where unfortunately Milan has been severely punished in recent games. So it really all depends whether Milan could at least try to work that out, because recently I just haven't seen Milan work it out to their best potential. Unfortunately, these lapses, like I said, worked against us rather than in favor, as you would normally expect. But really, Milan has to deviate from that sort of mentality and work on concentrating for the full entirety of the match. And that's exactly what they're going to need against Juventus today, a team that has won 11 out of 11 games so far played at the Juventus Stadium this season. A very strong force when they play at home, and even away, that's besides the fact. But at home especially, they have conceded only 6 goals in all their games so far this season, if I'm not mistaken, at the Juventus Stadium. And really, it makes it a difficult task for the Rossoneri to grab a very important win. But I'm still confident we can make it 3 out of 3 against Juventus this season. We have shown very good things in both encounters this season against them. I think that we always worked very hard to achieve our results in both games, especially in the Supercoppa, where I personally think that we should have won in 90 minutes. People will say, yes, Juventus still had their chances, but if you guys took a good look at that match, for the majority of the time, Milan were completely dominating Juventus under many aspects, and in my opinion, I think we should have even won that match in the full 90 minutes. Of course, we took it to extra time and penalties, where we were victorious in that penalty shootout, thanks to Donnarumma and Pasalic. But, at the same time, I think that we really deserve to win earlier in that game. Hopefully, it will be something similar today. Like I said, I'm expecting different things from Juventus. I'm expecting them to be a very angry team, a team that will want to get revenge as much as possible against Milan, and they will really have no mercy on them today, in my opinion. But at the same time, I'm still pretty wary of our threats, because we do still have threats, especially up front. But without further ado, I think we should take a look at the starting 11 for both of these teams. Starting off with Milan, Donnarumma will be starting in net. Abate, Zapata, Romagnoli, and Antonelli make up the back four. Kushka, Locatelli, and Bertolacci in that midfield. Up front, the solid trio, which is Suso on the right, back in the middle, and Bonaventura on the left. On paper, this is the usual lineup that you would be seeing from Milan, with the sole exception of Zapata replacing Paletta. And of course, this has brought a lot of attention to the social media. A lot of people were saying, why is Zapata even given a start in this game? A very crucial game against a very strong opposition, playing away from home. What did Montella see in Zapata that really made him change his mind, or at least convince him to play Zapata today? In my opinion, I think Montella spoke about Zapata in recent weeks. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but he did praise him. He said he was working very hard in training and that he would like to give him some playing time this season. Like I mentioned yesterday in the preview, I don't mind him giving Zapata playing time, but to me it is a concern today because we are playing a very strong opponent, and I don't think it is the type of match that you need to insert a player who hasn't played since April of last year. That's about 8 months, 9 months from today. And, he hasn't played a competitive match since then. So I really don't see the motive as to why Montella would choose such a thing. At the same time, I definitely hope that he does good and he proves us Rossoneri wrong. But in my opinion, I think it is a very big gamble taken from Montella. At the same time, yesterday night, I did also mention that Calabria was favored to start on the left side instead of Antonelli and De Sciglio, the regulars that would usually start on the left back position. But it seems like Montella actually listened to our video, and he did decide to go with Antonelli instead of Calabria. Wiser decision, in my opinion. Calabria has been a player that has been recently used quite a bit by Montella. A few games that he's been playing under him. But the idea of playing him as a left back, in my opinion, is not a very good one. He's good as the right back, but of course Abate is in that position, so there's no need to play Calabria there. But the initial reports of giving Calabria ahead of Antonelli and De Sciglio when they were both called up, to me, seemed pretty ridiculous. I'm pretty happy that Antonelli is starting once again. He has always been my preferred left back, even ahead of De Sciglio, and I hope that he definitely proves his point tonight, because it's these types of games that could give those changes to the coach and make him consider other things that are more important than others. De Sciglio has got the majority of starts this season. I personally valued Antonelli always better. He's definitely a better attacking option going forward. He contributes to the attack. He helps out the attack defensively. He also gets the job done. Whereas De Sciglio, he's still very shaky. He's weak in mentality when going forward. Sometimes not the strongest option that you would want playing on the left side. So I'm happy that Montella has given the go-ahead to Antonelli to start this match. Other than that, pretty solid thing that we usually see. Kuchka, Locatelli, and Bertolacci in the midfield. The return of Locatelli, of course, after that suspension against Napoli. And up front, the usual trio of Suso, Bacca, and Bonaventura. Once again, I'm expecting good things from those wings tonight. Just like they gave Juventus a lot of trouble in that Supercoppa game, I'm expecting them to do the same this time around. Bacca definitely needs a point to prove a point tonight, because I think that Lapadula deserved to start in this game at least. Why he's not starting, I simply don't understand. I think this is exactly the type of game that Lapadula should be given a start ahead of Bacca. But this is probably, I've been saying quite a lot, and I have to agree, but this is probably one of the last chances that Bacca will be getting from the starting position. Lapadula, I think, brings a lot more to the table. Definitely Bacca is the more experienced player, but Lapadula brings something that Bacca doesn't have, and that is his work ethic. He's capable of creating good things for himself and for his teammates, rather than just receiving the ball, as opposed to Bacca. So definitely I see a lot of points in which Bacca pretty much lacks in, that Lapadula instead strives. So we'll see what happens. Maybe he's gonna come on in that second half. There's also Deulofeu. He's gonna be starting from the bench. He's not gonna be starting in this match. Hopefully we'll see a bit of him today as well. And I know a lot of you are probably going to be asking about Niang. I'll just give you a quick update, but tomorrow I will be making a separate video to really go in depth in the whole situation, because I do like to speak about transfers in separate videos. Don't really like to speak about them in these watch-alongs, and it's also going to be better for our discussion. But for the time being, it appears to be that Niang is set to join Watford on a loan deal, which should be about, I believe, 1 million euros, if I'm not mistaken, with an option to buy at the end of the season, which is supposed to be around 15 to 16 million euros. That is what we know so far. Now, this option to buy could also become a mandatory option, that is, an obligation to buy, in other words. But as I said, tomorrow I will be giving you guys all the full details, the confirmed details, because sometimes, you know, as soon as the news comes out, we don't simply know exactly the details. But tomorrow I will be making a separate video where we will be discussing exactly the situation with Niang and also the possible players that could arrive to replace Niang. And Milan will be looking specifically for that. Names that are currently out there is Ocampos, Giaccherini as well, and there's also the other name there from Genoa, which I'm currently not remembering. I think it's Lazovic. That is it. So yeah, lots of names to possibly take in the end of this transfer window. We'll be taking a look at that all tomorrow once again in a separate video. As for Juventus, I didn't really talk about their lineup just yet, but they'll be going with a rather different formation. I think they'll be going with a 4-2-3-1, if I'm not mistaken. Which also could be a 3-5-2 as they usually play. But I think they're actually going with a 4-2-3-1 today. Neto will be starting in net, so Buffon won't be there. Back four is made up of Barzagli, Bonucci, Rugani, and Asamoah. The two defensive midfielders are Khedira and Pjanic. Up front, there's Cuadrado, Dybala, and Mandzukic, and really the striker up there is Higuain. So a very solid team on paper, lots of attacking options, as you would expect. Also, their midfield is very, very strong. Their defensive mids, having Pjanic and Khedira in front of that defense, definitely speaks volumes of how their backline is going to be very strong. But it's an interesting approach not to play with three in the back as Juventus would normally do. Still, I believe that Milan should focus on attacking those wings where they really have a lot of power in terms of attacking them, a lot of flair, specifically with Suso and Bonaventura. So I definitely hope that that's the case again. We always tend to work very well on those wings. We definitely need to improve in the middle of the park, but we'll take a look at it today throughout the game. Now we are just about 15 minutes away from the start of the game. Of course, if you guys would like to share the video on social media and bring in more people to this live stream, that of course will be always welcomed. Before I get into your comments, I do have some usual announcements that I like to make before we get started in the game, and that is of course our objectives for this live stream. We usually tend to reach 150 likes, so if you haven't yet, please hit on that like button. It will help the video a lot. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Rossoneri TV. Our target for today is 11,600 subscribers. So if you are a Rossoneri and you're interested in keeping updated with everything going on at the club on a daily basis, this is definitely the fan channel for you. Also, I would like to make another announcement, and that is, of course, you guys could call in the next 10 to 15 minutes on Skype. The name is Rossoneri TV. I'll be putting that up just as I speak here at the bottom of your screen, scrolling. Yeah, you guys could call in on Skype and give in your input ahead of the game. Let me know what you guys think, what you guys predicting. What do you make of Milan going into this game? Or is the team strong enough to win or not? Let me know all of that. You guys could call in on Skype. Once again, the username is Rossoneri TV. And finally, the last thing I want to talk about is the possibility of maybe putting some audio in this stream throughout the game. I tried it once already. I think it was too loud for certain people, but I'm willing to work it out with you guys. You guys could tell me if the audio is too low or too high. Considering the audio from the game, and what you'll be hearing is exactly the crowd chants, the background noises of the game, so you guys could have a more or better atmosphere during the live stream. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. I will definitely be working towards providing you that in this live stream. So without further ado, I will be getting on Skype as I speak right now. So you guys can give me a call if you're interested in sharing your thoughts. In the meantime, I'll be reading your comments, but we already have a call actually coming in from Roberto. So let me just set this up right away. Didn't think I was going to be receiving quite a fast call, but let's see what he has to say. Hi, Roberto, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
How are you today, man?
I'm good.
So I understand you are a Juventus fan. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So I mean, you called in previous times already on the stream, and you spoke as a neutral. But today you're actually going to be supporting your own team in this game. What do you make out of this game? What are you expecting at the Juventus Stadium this time around?
Well, I don't know what Allegri has done with the formation. It worked last time against Lazio, and I hope it works this time. And as for AC Milan, they're very strong going forward, and it will be a tough match for Juventus.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Milan still have something? I mean, we did beat you guys twice already this season. You think it can be a third time today?
Well, I think you can beat us, but it's going to be really hard with
Mm-hmm.
Juventus at home,
Mm-hmm.
and they are, as you said, they are seeking for revenge.
Yeah. Now, I think you spoke a bit about it before concerning Allegri's choice of this formation. You did tell me that it worked against Lazio, but what do you think of this sudden change in formation? I know Juventus could change formation as much as they like. They're always going to be used to whatever style they want to play. But do you see a tendency? I mean, do you see something different really going on with this formation that Allegri put out?
Yeah, I think it will work, but my only concern is Asamoah.
Mm-hmm.
Asamoah always worries me in every match. But I think this will be a good formation for Juventus. But as I said, my only concern is Asamoah.
Okay. Yeah, besides that, I think you guys are pretty solid in the middle. Also up front, lots of attacking options, very speedy players. So I don't think you guys should have a problem in that regard. But yeah, defensively, I think Azamo is probably your weakest link there. But I mean, I guess that should compensate for having Zapata in our defense. At the same time, we'll see what happens with that. But it should be a good match nonetheless. Do you want to leave a final score prediction?
I think it's going to be 2-1 to Juventus.
All right. Perfect, Roberto. Thank you for calling in and sharing your thoughts for this game.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. All right, guys. So you heard it there from an opposition fan. Usually, like I said, it's all Milan fans calling in. But if you are a fan of another team and you would like to give your input on Milan or anything going on in this game, you guys can always call in. Even as a neutral, it doesn't have to be a fan of the team. That's the good thing about Rossoneri TV. Yes, it is the fan channel for AC Milan fans on YouTube, but this doesn't, deny other fans calling in and giving your thoughts as well. This is always something that is welcomed on Rossoneri TV. But let's get into some of your comments because really I haven't had the chance of reading any of them just yet. But let's see what you guys have to say with all of this. Aniket says, Gio, do you expect a better defensive performance from Milan with Antonelli and Locatelli back? And this is something that's very interesting there that you pointed out because not only is Antonelli and Locatelli back in the starting 11, but also Romagnoli, another player that was also missing on Saturday against Napoli. And I think, these players coming back in the lineup will definitely help Milan's chances of winning this game. Many times, I've seen lots of mistakes going on last game, not only from Calabria, which I think shouldn't be starting on that left side. Many people might think different, but that's my personal opinion. I think Antonelli is the perfect player suited for that position that we have. But also, if you take a look at the likes of Gustavo Gomez and Jose Sosa, yes, they didn't have the worst of games against Napoli. They had their chances as well to score. But if you take a look at the overall performance levels from them, you could definitely see the tendency of many mistakes being made. Mistakes that you cannot afford against top teams like Napoli or Juventus. So personally, I'm pretty happy to see all of these guys coming back. Locatelli, Romagnoli, and Antonelli all coming back to this lineup. I think it will definitely help Milan a lot. And I'm expecting a better defensive performance, like you said there, Aniket, with the return of these players. Mark Job says, I think we can surprise Juve yet again, but we need to start strong. I think a strong start is without a doubt the most important thing going into this game because let alone the fact that we let down against Napoli, we let down against Torino not once but twice. And at least we were capable of fully coming back from those games. Well, not the Serie A game against the Torino, but at least the Coppa Italia game. And we also had a big chance against Napoli. All these games, for some reason, we always had to be the team that conceded first, and we always had to have that reaction to that goal. I don't want to be that team anymore. I want to be the team that starts strong, puts their foot to the pedal from the start, gets a goal right away. Maybe not right away, but at least first. I think really it's going to be so important for Milan to get the first goal at the Juventus Stadium. Like I said, Juventus is not a team that concedes many goals. You have to take your chances. You cannot afford to just throw chances away, especially when you have very good ones against Juventus, because they're definitely not the team that will give you many chances. And when they do, that's when you got to take advantage of them. But hopefully we'll see Milan perform, like I said, very good in terms of starting a good match. We always tend to play better in the second half than the first half. It's a tendency that we've seen all season long, but I definitely hope that it's a change of tendencies today, because we need to play a full 90 minutes. We cannot just play 45 minutes, or else there's no way we're going to get out of that stadium with a win tonight. Moving on, Ed Figo says, Joe, we never start strong. What should we do to improve on that aspect? I think really, they usually have a team discussion or a team motivation coming in from the captain before the games, but I really don't know what it is. I think there's still something lacking in that mental capacity with these players. I don't know what it is, but they have to have a better mentality going into these games. They have to really start strong in terms of mentality, because the way you perform all starts from your mental aspect. If it's not strong enough, if you're feeling defeated already or not fully involved in the match as soon as it starts, well, you're starting on the wrong foot, and that's going to really, unfortunately, worsen your performance most likely. So yeah, definitely they need to improve on that aspect there. Super Swagman says, usually it takes time for players to settle, but with Deulofeu being put on an accelerated timeline, how long do you think it will take for him to adapt to Calcio? It could definitely take players as much time as they need. We've seen players come in taking so much time to just settle in and, giving their own impact to the team. I hope that that's not the case for Deulofeu. He is with us for a 6-month loan deal. That means that he's going to have almost an immediate impact with the team if he wants to prove good things to the club and the manager. If he wants to earn a starting spot, he's definitely going to have to prove what he's worth in pretty much every performance that he's put in. We had a guy like Niang. Niang has started good this season. Then he didn't take his chances, and look what ended up to him. He left to Watford, which once again, I'll be talking about all that tomorrow in a separate video. But getting back to Deulofeu, he needs to take the chances. Whenever he's given a chance, he needs to take it and really work hard to keep that spot in the starting 11 if he gets it. So we'll see what to make out of that. But hopefully we will be seeing some minutes from him today just to see what he's capable of doing with the club. Animax123 says Montella should make early substitutions in the second half. Well, that all depends, of course, on how the game is progressing. I wouldn't want to make any useless substitutions for no reason. But yeah, definitely, I think what you're trying to suggest is that he should be making earlier substitutions, and I could fully agree with that. Sometimes I think he tends to wait way too long, and unfortunately, that plays a role in the players' performances because when you're given 10 to 15 minutes to play rather than 25-30 minutes, it's a lot less time to actually get involved and prove your point in those performances. Geek 101 says, why does Montella keep starting Bacca over Lapadula? Yes, he scored more recently, but the performances have been non-existent. I don't think he even sweats at the end of matches. Definitely his performances have been slacking, not only recently, but entirely this season. He did have a good start there with a hat-trick against Torino at the beginning of the season. Yes, he did score 2 times already this month, and I'm not complaining about it. But if you take a look at it, it was a penalty shot, and really the other goal was a shot from 2-3 meters away from the net. So if you miss those, really, then I don't know what to make out of Bacca. But at the same time, in terms of work rate, I think that's what you're referring to. Simply, he hasn't done enough, and he needs to do more. Now we are getting another call from Jamal Bryan. I think he wants to have his input ahead of the game, so let's see if he hears us. Hi Jamal, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey Jill.
How are you doing?
I'm good. This is Matt 3G.
Yeah, perfect. Are you, what do you think of this game, man? Nice, greetings, man.
Yeah, greetings. Yeah, I want to talk about the match.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, Delafeu. Will he be starting?
He's not starting. Delafeu is starting from the bench. He might be coming on in the second half. But yeah, for now he's not starting, no.
Oh, and that midfield. With Bertolacci,
Yes.
Locatelli, and Kuchka, am I right?
Yeah, exactly.
I think Bertolacci, he's been having some good games, but not for Juventus. You get me?
Yeah, exactly. You think he's not the type of player to play against strong opposition? Is that what you're referring to?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the guy you would give 15 minutes.
Yeah. Who would you rather start instead of Bertolacci if you had the option on that left side?
I would put Bonaventura there.
Okay.
Chance Niang on the left side, or probably even Delafeu.
Okay. So
I think that's what the coach is gonna do. Delafeu on the left side.
Okay, I think if Delafeu does come on in that second half, like you said, I think he will be replacing Bertolacci, and what I mean by that is that Bonaventura will shift in the midfield, and Delafeu will play as a winger. I think that's the best option we have.
Yeah, right. That's true.
All right, man. Thank you for calling in and giving your input.
All right, yeah, man. The new jersey, I got it yesterday.
Oh well, nice. All right, let's hope it brings us good luck and gives us a win then.
All
right. Take care. All right, guys, you heard it there from Jamal. We are just a few moments away from kickoff at the Juventus Stadium. Once again, it is Juventus against Milan in the Coppa Italia quarterfinals. Very big, important match. The winner of this match will, of course, proceed to the semifinals, which will be against Napoli. Now, I did speak about the possibility of having the audio set for this game. And what I mean by that is that I want to also bring in some background sounds in this live stream rather than just having me talking all the time. So I will be looking to set that up for you guys as we speak. The players are currently in the tunnel. They should be coming out anytime now. Let me know in the comments section if you think the audio is too loud, if it's just right. And then I'm speaking about the background sounds you hear for the game. If it's too loud, I will be lowering it. I want to get this sorted out for you guys before the match starts. So if you think the sound is too loud, let me know. I will be lowering it for the background sound. Forza Milan coming from a lot of you guys. In the comments section, I'm currently reading what you guys are saying. Once again, please refrain from posting links. I will be blocking you.
Good evening and welcome.
And unfortunately, that won't be a possibility to do. Unfortunately, there is commentary on the current stream that I'm watching, so I cannot use the audio. I cannot use the audio because it will just be me over the guy's voice, and that won't be pretty neat. On the audio part, you'll be hearing a big mix-up of words. So unfortunately, I will not be putting the audio for this game, but I will be putting it for the next Serie A games, in which I know that there is no commentator on the streams that I currently watch. For those of you asking, I am watching it on a betting stream. These streams are always the most live streams up to the second, and that is why I tend to watch the games on that stream. But if you guys are currently tuning in with any other stream, or if you're watching it on live TV, make sure to maybe sync it up with my commentary if you guys want to have a better experience, or if you guys simply want to stay as you want to hear my comments, which are going to be a bit delayed. Of course, this is something that comes from YouTube, the delay. It's not anything coming from me, like you probably already know. Unfortunately, that's how YouTube works. So it's up to you how you guys would want to watch today's live stream. Once again, getting into your comments here. Annika says, where do you expect Milan to score from? We should have spaces in the midfield with Juve playing many attackers. They are playing many attackers, but at the same time, they're also having a pretty strong defense. They are going with a back four with two defensive midfielders right in front of them, being Pjanic and Khedira. So even though they are playing with a lot of attackers, I think that they still are pretty solid in the back four. What's most important in this game is to start strong and hope for the best, really. I will be getting the live timer and the other things set it up very soon for you guys. So let me just get that sorted. Once again, don't forget to subscribe to Rossoneri TV to stay updated with everything going on at AC Milan on a daily basis, from daily news, live streams, match previews, reviews, and much more, for you guys to stay updated with everything going on at the club. The match is set to start in just a few moments. Milan need to start with the right mentality. They definitely need to start with the right attitude if they want to get anything out of this match. It is a very important match. It is the quarterfinals of the Coppa Italia. So let's hope for the best. The game is underway at the Juventus Stadium. Milan kicks it off. I'm just going to get the timer set up for you guys here. I'm just going to reset this for a second because for some reason it's quite off. But the game is underway at the Juventus Stadium. And for those of you watching any stream at the moment, you can see De Lufeo being targeted already in that bench. Hopefully we'll be seeing some of him today. I definitely hope so. But Milan currently playing in that midfield. Very condensed midfield, I have to say. Not many spaces given by both teams because really they're playing really tight. But Juventus is going to have a lot of attacking options going on for them today. Already an early shot from Juventus. Easy pickings though for Donnarumma. No real trouble. But as you can tell, they're already striking from the early goings. Something that you would probably expect from them. And I think it's going to be tough for Milan to play in this midfield. Like I said, they're playing different information. They are playing with a 4-2-3-1. So it is a different formation that you would normally see from Juventus. But that also could play in favor of Milan, you know. Because usually Juventus does play with a 5-man midfield. And that really limits Milan's access on the wing sometimes. But maybe this could be, you know, something that benefits Milan rather than puts them out of reach. Another shot from Juventus. Always from outside the box. No worries for Donnarumma at all. Once again, guys, please refrain from posting links. Unfortunately, if you do, I will be blocking you guys for the stream, and there will be no second chances if you guys want to share your comments. Let me know your predictions for this match. As usual, I'll be reading your score predictions. Let me know who you think is going to score in this game. Do you think Milan have enough to score some goals? Here's Juventus already in offside position with Mandzukic. And these are definitely the type of plays that Juventus does. Always trying to play that offside trap. Well, at least for the strikers. Always trying to beat that offside trap. Romagnoli did a very good job there, though, to keep Mandzukic offside. And I'm very curious to see what Zapata does today. Like I said, he hasn't played since April. It is a very long time since he's played. I hope that doesn't influence his performance. Once again, it is a very risky choice there by Montella to play him in such a crucial game. Resting Paletta, which, by the way, we are playing Udinese this weekend, so it's not like we had a very big match this weekend that we had to rest some of our players. But the rest of the lineup is exactly what you would expect. Exactly what you would expect from Milan and Montella. Here's Milan, a nice ball given in by Kuchka, and it goes out for a goal kick to Juventus. So give me your predictions. Let me know what you guys think ahead of this match. Paul Solo says 2-2. Extra time, winning penalty shots. That'll be another crazy moment if we do that. Being Juventus at the Juventus Stadium on penalty shots. That would mean something crazy. Mr. J Channels believes there's going to be no goals in this game. Zurich 27 says 2-0 to Milan. Let's see if you guys have any predictions here. Cultural Devil Fruit says, I have a feeling that Zapata will score. Well, that'll be pretty interesting if he does. That's for sure. We are currently on 50 likes. It is a very good start indeed. As usual, our target is 150 likes for this video. So if you guys haven't yet liked the video, please do so. Also, our target in terms of subscribers is 11,600 subscribers. So if you are a Milan fan, click on that subscribe button and stay updated with videos on a daily basis on our channel. Everything you need to stay updated with AC Milan, we got it right here. It is the biggest and best AC Milan fan channel on YouTube. 2-1 says Cole Richards. Goals will come on from Bacca and Deulofeu. That's interesting. Youssef making an observation in terms of Bacca and how he's playing. He says he's moving a lot more than usual. Well, this is something that I'm expecting from Bacca. You know, very many times I see him being static, not really moving around a lot for some reason. And I think this puts his teammates into more trouble than they're supposed to, because, you know, Bacca, at least he's not a player that creates. So he's expected to, and there will be a free kick to Milan. Already Suso being fouled there. Pjanic, being the crybaby that he usually is, already complaining to the referee, but that is a clear foul. Not quite sure what he was complaining about there. So, like I said, you know, Bacca is a player that needs to move around. If he needs to move around, he's going to have a better, easy time to find the ball, because when you're static, it makes the defender's job way easier than it's supposed to be. And Juventus really won't have any problem containing you. So, if I was back in this game, I would move a lot. I would try to find openings where players could possibly give you a good pass, through on goal, possibly. That is exactly the type of movement that Bacca needs to make, and avoid making such static movement like he usually does. Pasquale says, Ciao Gio, will be difficult to shut down Dybala. Hopefully Deulofeu comes on and plays well. He's predicting a 1-1 draw. Meanwhile, Milan take the free kick. Zapata did go for the header, but nothing doing. Kuchka wins a nice ball there against Cuadrado. A few dribbles, but he loses possession. Milan regain it, lose it again. It's really an exchange of possessions at the moment, but there is a big counterattack going in from Juve, and a very cheap foul on Zapata there from Asamoah. Well done for Zapata to really use his speed there and get in front of Asamoah. But that's exactly what Zapata needs to do, get his body ahead of the opposing players. And really limit their chances to get anything on net. So well done there by Zapata. I guess his first real test was passed. Not a strong one, but you know, sometimes early goings will definitely depict the way that you're going to be playing in a certain match. And I think Zapata did succeed in his first task in this game, so very happy about that. Pablo Lopez says, why didn't Locatelli play against Napoli? Locatelli with Romagnoli were both suspended for that match. That's why Locatelli did not play. Mr. J Channel says, Joe, what do you think of the Milan lineup? Positives or negatives? I think the lineup usually it's pretty much 95% the usual thing that we would normally see. Antonelli starting in this match. Usually De Sciglio starts on the left side, but I'm happy at least that Calabria is not starting on the left side. He's a player I value pretty highly, but to start on the left side, to me, it's a big gamble and a big question mark coming from Montella. It's a player that he's supposed to be starting on the right side, not on the left. So I'm happy that he actually went with Antonelli today. Besides that, the only real difference that you would normally see into this lineup is Zapata replacing Paletta. But besides that, there are really no changes whatsoever. It's a big chance already for Juve. 1-0. Dybala with, I don't know what he did there. A flick over the defense. But Donnarumma had no choice whatsoever on that. It is 1-0 to Juventus already. Once again, a poor start for Milan, as you would normally expect. We did it against Torino, we did it against Napoli, and once again, it happens tonight against Juventus. Not the start that we needed. A cross here coming in from Asamoah. Quadrado missed it. A nice flick from Dybala. And really, Donnarumma had no chance there from just a few meters out. It is 1-0 Juventus, and you cannot give these type of chances to them. You simply cannot give them these chances. They will hurt you. And just like against Napoli, Milan have failed again in the opening 10 minutes. Let me know what you guys think about that goal. Once again, a poor start. Who's at fault? Should Milan have done better to defend that? Or was Juve too smart? But this is exactly what we didn't need to see from Milan. Franco Marcela says, is Deulofeu on the bench? Yes, he is. Simon Caldwell says, again, why can't we have a good start lately? I simply don't know. I simply don't know what the problem with this team is. Every time we have to concede. This time we are away and we conceded against Juve at the Juventus Stadium. It's never a very good sight to see. This is very tough to come back from. It is only one goal. And then again, Juve did score against us first in the Super Coppa Italiana back in December, and then we did come back from that. But this is a whole different game. We are playing at the Juventus Stadium, and you cannot afford to go back and concede a goal that fast. I did mention the importance of the first goal. Milan needed to get on the score sheet first. But unfortunately, they really got screwed in the back there. Once again, it's a cross that they should have defended better. You cannot allow Asamoah to make crosses like that, or anyone in regard. I don't know really how Milan was defending that. Maybe they thought that Quadrado was going to get to it. Dybala instead fooled everyone and put it in the back of the net for an early Juventus goal. Well, let's see if Milan will have their usual reaction or not now. Because we have been having reactions to these negative results. Sometimes we were capable of coming back from them, sometimes not. We were capable of coming back from a 1-0 deficit against Juventus in the Supercoppa back in December. Will we be capable of doing that again? We'll soon find out. Yusa says, I think that was bad from Kuchka. I think the goal is on him. He left Mandzukic. Zoke says Kuchka and Bertolacci are still shit players. We need way better players in the midfield. And you know, I mentioned this very many times actually. Like I said, this midfield, there are players that are decent at most. Okay. Yes, Locatelli is still very young. He's gonna need a lot of time to actually, you know, be one of the leading forces in the Serie A. But if you take a look at other players, Kuchka, yes, he does the physical job. But in terms of scoring goals, Bertolacci, Jose Sosa, these types of players are not players that are going to guarantee you results. Yes, they're decent at most, but we need way better quality in that midfield. An area in which I still don't understand how Milan and the management hasn't yet addressed for a few transfer windows when they could technically see the problem is really in that midfield. Jose Sosa was pretty much one of the only additions besides Pasalic this past summer for that midfield, but still, it's not the quality when you look at it compared to Napoli or Roma or Juventus. It's definitely not on par in terms of quality, but there's a nice pass there from Suso to Bertolacci, and I think he pretty much wasn't capable of holding on to the ball. Bonucci comes out strong. And, you know, Dybala is one of those players that you have to keep not one eye, but a few eyes on. Here's another ball from Asamoah, always coming from that side. He's offside, thankfully. But once again, that is coming from the left side. Juve's left side, of course. And Milan need to do better on that right side. Really, I find there's too many gaps for some reason. Mandzukic is having an easy time getting through. And sooner or later, he might be capable of beating that offside trap. And who knows, maybe going a breakaway for Juventus. Let's hope not. Let's hope that...
What's up, guys?
There's my brother. Just walked
1-0.
in. It is already 1-0. Geek 101 says, I'm beyond done with the terrible start. It pisses me off more than Yang missing 2 penalties in a row. We better not fucking let them score another goal. Let's hope not. But Juve is very strong in the attacks. And here's another attack. It's another cross, this time defended. And I simply don't know why Abate is not pressing Asamoah on those crosses. And there was another big chance for Juventus. Cuadrado this time misses. But I think a lot of problems are really coming from Abate today. Guys, take a look at it and let me know if you're looking at the same thing. Because to me, Abate needs to press on those crosses more. For some reason, he's giving Asamoah the possibility of putting in those crosses. I don't know why he's not pressing him at all. But really, it is a free cross if you ask me from Asamoah each and every time. What a ball that was from Bonaventura. Kuchka now, that should be a foul. The referee called it. He gave it towards Juventus instead. I'm not sure what the referee called that for. Let's take this. I don't know how that wasn't a foul. How wasn't that a foul on Kuchka from Mandzukic? Once again, Abate, guys, take a look at him. Why is he not pressing those crosses? Why is he not pressing those crosses? It's literally a free cross every time from Asamoah. Pasquale says, I believe the issue with poor starts is 2 things. Lack of quality in the midfield and a lack of patience in building with possession. Milan simply is too keen to get rid of the ball, and I absolutely agree on that. Sometimes I think that we're playing way too fast possession. Mind you, I would love Milan to play fast possession and beautiful ball, but Milan don't have those players to play that beautiful possession. They don't have those players that could create the best of plays. At least for the moment. And you know, maybe that is something. They're rushing that ball possession way too much sometimes. That they get rid of it. Maybe unwillingly. But that also needs to be taken into consideration when you take a look at the players' qualities. You know, you cannot have players attempting to do things that they're not capable of. If you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Calvin says Abate is not doing well. He's giving too much space, especially to Asamoah. Sabian says Abate pushes too far forward. We need Paletta, says Cameron. Franco, the opinion on Niang, I already did speak about it before, but I will be having a separate video for Niang's transfer tomorrow on Rossoneri TV, so make sure you take a look at that video tomorrow. But there, once again, very negative comments towards Abate. He says, most useless right back in the league. He literally gave Asamoah 10 meters of space to cross. He's literally not even trying to defend. I don't understand the space he's really giving them. Guys, if you take a look at it, it's each and every time. And how are we having a guy like Asamoah, and there's a free kick. It's a free kick and Kuchka has been booked. But how are we making a guy like Asamoah walk in through us like this? I don't understand. He's having so much space for no absolute reason. Guys, let's once again recap that Juventus is playing with a 4-2-3-1. So literally Asamoah is the left back right now for them, and he's capable of breaking through 2-3 guys of our own players and winning fouls at the edge of the box. This is completely unacceptable in my opinion. I don't understand how we are letting them do this. But here's another big chance for Juventus. Right on the edge of the box, Dybala and Pjanic, both on the ball. Two very threatening players from dead ball positions like this. But once again, this is just ridiculous. Let's take a look at this free kick here taken by Juventus. Here's the free kick. It's a goal. 2-0. Beautiful free kick, as you would expect. And once again, Milan have only themselves to blame. Only themselves to blame. I don't think Donnarumma could have done much about that. I'm going to take a look at the replay again. But it is 2-0 to Juventus in the opening 20 minutes. And really now there's no way back in my eyes. Pjanic and Dybala, both dead ball specialists there on that free kick. And nah, Donnarumma had no chance on that. Just picture perfect free kick. I blame Milan, the players, really, for letting Asamoah walk through like that on them and giving them a free kick for no reason. But this is something that you would be expecting from how Milan's playing right now. Shaky, not in the game, not concentrated. And I guess you could call it a repeat of what we have seen against Napoli on the weekend. Just ridiculous. It's sad that we still didn't even get to see a shot on target for Milan. Really, you could just tell the difference that Juventus currently has right now and the difference going on at Milan. Not capable to generate anything. Midfield strong for Juventus. Milan having lots of trouble to get through it. Just no openings whatsoever. Absolutely ridiculous. This is the repeat of Napoli, guys. Again. Cameron saying, this is ridiculous. I blame Montella. How can you change the backline completely in a cup game? Absolute joke. Well, to be honest, it's not a complete change in the backline, but You know, Zapata playing there, I'm not saying it's completely his fault, but I think Milan in general terms, they haven't come up to show up in this game. They haven't really showed up at all in this game. And like I said before, to let Asamoah walk in like that on you from a left back position, 2-3 guys on him, and they were still not capable to win the ball, that to me speaks volumes of what Milan's doing wrong. Suso literally playing all the way back to get the ball and move it himself. The only real ball movements that we have is coming from Bonaventura and Suso, as you would normally see. No other player is making any significant progress. And when you got a team like Juventus, in which every player is pretty much involved in the team's success, you know, I think it's a no-brainer to see who the better team is. And I'm being honest with you guys. Milan Ultra says, again, 2 goals in 20 minutes. How can this problem not get fixed after we play like this again and again? Where's that winning mentality that Milan had all along at the beginning of the season? Why are we lacking in this once again? Anthony says Zapata should not be playing. He has no idea how the backline operates. You know, who in their bright, besides the fact of Zapata not being capable or whatever, but who in their bright mind will play this guy after he hasn't played, guys, for 7 to 8 months? Maybe even more, 9 months. He hasn't played since last April, and you would throw him into a game against Juventus. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I don't understand. Zolka says, why are we after a winger when we always concede? Montella, average coach, if he knew we concede a lot, we should be buying a midfielder or a stronger center back. Well, like I said, you know, the players that did come in to that midfield in the summer were Jose Sosa and Paslic. Were they really going to give you the guarantees of success? Simply not. Milan, unfortunately, has been snubbing midfields for many transfer windows, and I simply still don't understand why we are not, and that's another poor giveaway. See, this is exactly the type of mistakes that you would expect Milan to make, shooting themselves in the foot, as usual, and you're playing a team like Juventus, which are waiting for those types of mistakes to hit you. And Milan is like inviting them to like, here guys, take the ball, score a goal. It's absolutely ridiculous at the moment. Here's another attack from Juventus. Zapata gets the best out of it. Finally. But Milan's very slow to move front. Juventus comes back in numbers. They defend very well. And what the hell was that ball? What the hell was that ball from Suso, honestly? Like, if you guys don't want to play, just stay home. Just stay home. Don't even try. Here's Bonaventura now. Still Suso. Christian says, can you tell me what we can do to make a win out of this match? First of all, I don't know if a win is even possible anymore. Very improbable at the moment. But a good start would be to keep possession more, not give it away cheaply, limit our mistakes, and hopefully we find some easy space to generate some chances. Here's a nice run from Bonaventura, cleared away from Bonucci. Mikael says, we are ruining our season, we have to turn it around. And this is honestly embarrassing to say the least from Milan so far this game. Almost half an hour gone. No shots on target. No real threat to Juventus. And it looks like Juve are playing a team like Chievo today. Really. That's what it looks like. No problem, Christian. Here's another counterattack from Juventus. Asamoah puts it in. Higuain, this time Higuain takes a shot. Nice save. Rebound. It's a goal. 3-0. Khedira this time around. 3-0 in 28 minutes. But it's offside. It's offside. Thank the Lord it's offside. That would have been embarrassing. Nice save from Donnarumma on Higuain. Once again, the rebound was right to the foot of Khedira. Let's see this again. Yeah, it was clearly offside. Good call from the linesman, but once again, you can just see how easy Juventus have it today to find space and shots. So easy for them. Calvin says, again, Abate giving way too much space. Too much space. Here's another start from, once again, Asamoah. It's always that solution there. Always Asamoah on the left side, crossing it in to Dybala, Mandzukic, Higuain. And I really don't know what the right side for Milan is doing at the moment. It's absolutely embarrassing, especially from Abate. I don't know what this guy is doing today. Well done there from Suso to get past a few players. That should be a yellow card. It is. It's a yellow card to Juve. Pjanic gets the yellow. I don't understand what he's complaining about. Simple yellow card there from him. Giacomo says in Italian, he says, I'm going to translate for you guys. He says, we had a very good start to the season. But unfortunately, we are a team that is not consistent. Unfortunately, the dream is done and the reality is back. We'll see what happens with that. Christian, we will be having an halftime talk where you guys could call in on Skype giving your thoughts. So we'll be talking all about that at halftime. Rafael says, now I just want Deulofeu to play. Hopefully we'll be getting to see more of Deulofeu now that Milan is practically out of this match. I mean, we still have a possibility if we get one before halftime. But we need to do much better if we want to get a goal out of this match. Super Kaka says, what's worrying me is that apart from Zapata, this is the strongest lineup that Juve is dominating right now. And that's very true. That's very true. I simply think that Milan didn't show up to play so far. It's 30 minutes. If you take a look at it, we didn't even get one chance. We made stupid mistakes again. That right side for Milan is inexistent. Abate is not doing his job covering Asamoah. Each and every time, it's always Asamoah breaking through from that defensive position, guys. I mean, these things shouldn't be happening. Also, Juve's applying lots of pressure, just like the Napoli game. Napoli was doing the exact same thing. And Milan are rushing with their possession. Once again, you could see it there from Locatelli, rushing by giving a long ball for no reason. While we should be capable of keeping it on the ground and playing like that. We don't have the strengths of doing these long balls, playing accurate balls like that. We need to be more patient. We need to play on the ground. I don't understand what the whole rush is at the moment. We are behind, but by doing that, we're just giving the ball away each and every time almost. It's absolutely ridiculous. Here's Bonaventura. Nice pass to Antonelli. Could he put in a cross? He does. Defended by Juve. No real danger there. And that's a very poor foul from Locatelli. And he gets booked, rightfully so though. That was a very dumb foul by Locatelli. I don't know why he did that. But he shouldn't really be complaining for that yellow card. Let's be honest. That was really, really late. And you know what? If I was Locatelli, I would even consider myself lucky that was only a yellow card. Cesar at 85 says, perhaps Milan's 2 defeats of Juve were not well played by Milan, but poorly played games by Juve. That could also be the case. Here's a foul against Juve. Milan will be having a free kick. MacArthur says, like some fan page said about Milan, they did miracles in the first half of the season, but what Berlusconi and the Chinese decide to do for this mercato? Well, besides giving Deulofeu a chance to shine on loan, pretty much nothing. And you know, if the Chinese really did care about this season, I think they should have invested some funds in this transfer window to get us some reinforcements. Because this current team is good, but I think that Montella did extraordinary things for Milan. And here's another foul. Bertolacci now speaking to the referee. He could have got booked himself. Pjanic is down. But Montella did do a lot of miracles with Milan this season in that first half. But sooner or later, you know, the real qualities of the team would come out. And I think in these past few games, especially this month, I think we once again were victims to show all our deficiencies really in this team. Simon says, thoughts on the Chinese with Milan in March. I just hope that it happens, to be honest, and there's no more further postponements, because really, these postponements have not only influenced the team, but also our transfer windows, because we weren't getting the transfer funds that we were expecting to buy players. So definitely the team is suffering with these postponements. If it doesn't happen again in March, well, I don't know what to make out of it anymore, to be honest with you. He also says, in my opinion, we should not blame Montella yet. We were great at the beginning of the season. I don't think it's about blaming Montella here. Once again, this goes as far as the qualities of certain players, if not most of players. We don't have the right team to play against top teams yet, and that's why many people... Oh, come on, that's just ridiculous from Mandzukic. What a dive that was. What a dive that was. What's he gonna give here? Let's see, let's see. I think that was a big dive from Mandzukic. I think that was a big dive from Mandzukic. Let's see what the referee decides here. I'm gonna see this again. I have to see this again, but let's see what the decision was. Doesn't give him anything. Doesn't give him anything there, but once again, that was very emphasized by Mandzukic. If you guys take a look at that again, that was a complete dive from Mandzukic, in my opinion. Come on, you cannot fall like that. You cannot fall like that. Stop clowning around. Hi, Lucas Zere. Once again, still no shots on target for Milan. And it's 36 minutes gone. Incredible. No, Insigne hasn't renewed his contract with Napoli yet. Pasquale says, Abate and Zapata not communicating with each other. Zapata needs to have the leadership to tell Abate to take on the crossing player. Besides having the leadership to tell him, I think Abate should know himself. I mean, how many years has he been playing professionally? He doesn't know that he has to press on the crosser and not give him a free cross each and every time. He is the captain after all. I don't think he needs to hear from Zapata. I think he should know himself these things. He's not 10 years old. He's a professional. He's played many years at the right levels. Hell, even amateur players would know that. I think it's just being very lazy from Abate. Sabian, the Skype name is in the scroll bar if you are interested in calling in. Dario says, Milan works a lot on mentality and momentum. Past games have gone to shit, so they're playing without confidence. I mean, we were capable of having a bit of momentum on our side in recent games. Not good enough to get the result that we wanted, but Milan really has done nothing. Nothing at all this game. This is even worse than the Napoli game, if you ask me. Here's Suso with a cross. Nice ball. Bertolacci, can he put one in? Finds no one. Quadrado clears it. Actually puts it up towards Barzagli. And another foul on Juve. There, this time from Romagnoli. This is just ridiculous once again to say. Mikhail says the past 3 games we have been down 2-0 at halftime. That's very true. That's very true. It's 3 games in a row now. Torino, Napoli, and Juve that we can see 2 goals in the first half. Something needs to be done. But here's another ball. It's offside. Higuain was all alone. Thankfully, that was called offside. Antonelli now moving it forward. Manuel Gaitan says, to be honest, I'd like to see Honda. Makes no difference at this moment. Really, I don't think it's about one player at the moment. I don't think it's about bringing on one player. I don't think it's about taking off one player. What I think is the team as a collective unit is simply not working at the moment. Here's another chance for Juve now. Khedira crosses it in. Kuchka comes out good. Still Juve keeping the possession. Look how they have no rush to play the ball. Look, that's exactly what I mean. They have no rush to put in that cross. They prefer passing on the ground, making sure that they get the pass right instead of giving away the ball cheaply. And that's the example that Milan need to take. Oh, that's a silly foul there from Bacca. Bacca's pissed off. He's selling off Pjanic. Abate, once again, is not capable of winning a ball in the air. Really, I don't understand why Abate is having so much trouble on that side. Mandzukic and Kushka were kind of at it there for a moment as well. Gonna be really interesting what that duel there between Kuchka and Mandzukic going into that second half. But it's sad to say that Milan still haven't taken a shot on target at all this game, or a shot at all. Bonaventura, Antonelli playing it back. Just no movements going whatsoever when we go forward. Nothing at all. Here's Bonaventura now. Can he win a corner? Hopefully he doesn't. It's only going to be a goal kick to Juve again. Rafael Suarez says Montella halftime talk and comeback incoming. Let's hope so. Arjun says Calabria should come on instead of Abate. Maybe. Aji Menez says, is Deschillo injured? He's not injured. He's actually on the bench. Here's Romagnoli. Passes it back to Donnarumma. Antonelli. Lots of risk there taken by Antonelli, but he gets past 2 players fairly well. You can just see the type of pressure though that Juve put on Milan every time Milan has the ball. And really Juventus has played, I would say, a pretty perfect game up to now. Limiting Milan's chances, limiting their movements. Milan, on the other hand, not capable of doing anything, conceding 2 goals for the 3rd time in a row in that first half. And the way Milan's playing at the moment is definitely not going to cause Juve any problems going forward. They need to use those wings. I think a lot of the plays has been through the middle. That's a bad foul. The referee finally calls it. Is he going to give a yellow? Someone's going to get a booking. And I think this time it's going to go to Mandzukic. Khedira can play with the linesman. And it is a yellow card to Mandzukic. Very well done there. So Pjanic and Mandzukic both being booked for Juve. And that is a very poor foul on Kuchka. You know it was going to come sooner or later. So funny to see Juve players complaining after making such challenges. What do you want to complain about, honestly? I don't get it. But this is possibly the first and last chance for Milan this half. If they could get something out of it, that'll be amazing to see. Let's see what happens. Suso puts it in. Not a bad delivery. It's going to be a corner for Milan. Bacca complaining there to the referee that there was a high foot going on. There's a face-to-face between Bacca and the referee currently going on. I need to see this again. There was a high foot. I think it was from Pjanic. The referee gives a corner kick though to Milan. And that was near the first post. Nothing given though. Juve once again on the counter with Dybala. Gives the ball in. Well done by Abate to recover and passes it off to Donnarumma. Donnarumma has to clear it off. And those were exactly the type of counters that Milan has to be careful for. Just like Napoli, Juve is one of those teams that will hurt you on those counters. Fortunately for Milan, this time they got away with it. And that's going to be the end of the first half. No shots on target for Milan. A very disappointing first half once again. Not what we were hoping for. But Juve is a different team than anyone else. And I think the result pretty much stands fair at the end of the first half. It's 2-0 Juve. Goals came in from Dybala and was it Cuadrado? I don't even remember anymore. I think it was Pjanic. Sorry, Pjanic on the free kick. That's it. Pjanic on the free kick. But let me know, you guys, your thoughts at halftime. Let me know in the comment section below, as I'll be reading them throughout the 15 minutes or so during halftime. And also, this is your time to call in on Skype if you have any thoughts, comments that you want to give for this first half performance from Milan. Is it what you were expecting? Is it not? How can Milan fix the problem going into that second half? Let me know all of that by calling me on Skype. Rossoneri TV is the username. Let's get into your comments and see what you guys have to say. But there is a call already from Roberto, so I'm going to be taking that just before I get into your comments. So let's see what he has to say here.
Hello.
Hi, Roberto. Go ahead.
Hi. Milan are very lucky. Kuchka should be off. I don't know what he was thinking. He elbowed Mandzukic in the face and he should be off.
I'm gonna disagree with that because I saw it, and to be honest, I think Mandzukic made a bit of a meal out of it. I don't know, maybe it was from the stream, but to be honest, Mandzukic, every time someone goes in a challenge with him, he kind of exaggerates each and every time. There might have been contact, I'm not gonna deny that, but to me, I think there was a meal out of it once again by Mandzukic. That's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Mandzukic does make meal out of things, but I did think that was the second yellow. That's just my opinion.
No problem. What did you make of that first half? Once again, Juve dominating Milan on all sorts of levels. Milan weren't capable of even getting one shot on target, which is quite embarrassing, to be honest. But what do you think really has been the difference between the two teams in this first half?
Well, Juve have been way too strong for Milan.
Mm-hmm.
And that free kick from Pjanic was world class.
Yeah.
But the first goal, I think it was a defensive fault.
Mm-hmm.
Should have been, it could have been prevented.
Mm-hmm. Now, looking at the statistics, Milan actually owed 68% possession in this first half, yet they're down 2-0. What do you make out of that? Is it because sometimes they just give the ball way too cheaply, maybe too fast, even though they do have a good ball percentage in terms of possession? What do you make out of that? I mean, does it speak any sense to you?
Well, in every game, I think possession doesn't matter as long as
Yeah.
you take your chances, and that's what matters. Possession doesn't mean anything, in my opinion, unless you can create chances with it.
It's just weird to me because I personally wasn't expecting Milan to be holding 68% possession at halftime, and especially being down 2-0. But like you said, you can even have 10% possession. It all matters where you could put the ball in the back of the net or not at the end of the day. Juve had their chances, and I think each chance has pretty much resulted in a goal. They had some pretty easy picking shots there for Donnarumma in the first 5 minutes or so. Really weren't worrying him at all. But besides that, the other two shots that they took in this first half ended as goals. And, like you said, it doesn't really matter how much possession a team might have. What matters is how many times you can put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, one more thing. Neto had absolutely nothing to do in that game. He didn't have to make one save. Donnarumma hardly had anything to do apart from keeping those 2 goals out. He hardly had anything to do as well.
Yeah.
But it all came down to Juventus taking their chances.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. And Neto, like you said, he's been a spectator all game round so far. I hope that changes in the second half. We know that Milan is a second half team. But once again, today, I think that we've seen it again from Milan. Not organized, always with that bad mentality going into these games. The first half is always a disaster, and we've seen it again. I said it. You can't afford to do that at the Juventus Stadium, and we did just that. And look at the problem. 2 goals behind at halftime. Just ridiculous. Anyways, Roberto, thank you for calling in and sharing your thoughts.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, take care. Getting another call here from Santino. Let's see what he has to say. Hi, Santino. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Hi, how are you today?
Very good. How about you?
Not too bad. What did you make of that first half for Milan?
To be honest, it's brutal.
Brutal.
You know what? Of the installment from the Chinese is showing. You can tell. With the quality of players that we have, being able to always having to be facing Juve every time for some reason, we always verse Juve. You can tell that our quality is not where it has to be able to compete in Europe. Like, it's really bad.
Yeah. There's the qualities could be definitely noticeable as soon as you watch the game. Actually, even on paper, you can tell right away. Yeah. You don't even have to watch the game.
If you look at Juve's squad,
yeah.
Like every time compared to us, I'm lucky we got. I'm shocked we got those 2 games.
Yeah, completely right. And someone actually made a comment in the live stream. They were saying that maybe it was Juve actually playing bad on those 2 games, and that's why Milan had their luck that day. I mean, it could be the case, but
I don't know. You know what? Our quality isn't there. We have our attack. I don't know what's happening. You know what? It's not even Montella's fault too, because if you look, we have our defense is okay when it comes, but our midfield, for what we're trying to achieve in Europe, we need.
We need way better.
For that money from Milan to go to the midfield, because you can tell with the possession that we have. What was it? You were saying I heard 67%.
Yeah.
We've done absolutely shit with that 67%.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you.
I don't know. It's brutal. I'm getting very mad watching because we have so much potential with our team. We have Suso. Watching Suso play, amazing. Watching Donnarumma play, amazing. Bonaventura, amazing. But then when you see our team can achieve so much more, and it's not happening.
Yeah.
We need that money from the Chinese.
I completely agree with you. Thank you for giving me your thoughts today, Santino.
Yep. Keep it
going. All right. Thank you. Take care. So you heard it there from Santino. Definitely very disappointed. I think all of us pretty much are today. He was talking about that quality, and that's exactly what I was saying. The quality is not there. It's not there from anyone. I think even guys like Bonaventura and Suso today, unfortunately, they're not shining as much as you would like them to shine because, they have problems everywhere. And the team in general is not performing as they should. That's pretty much it. But we are getting some other calls. I will be answering them. So unfortunately, I can't answer everyone because there's just so many calls. But there's one coming in from Pasquale, so I'm going to answer him and see what he has to say. Hi, Pasquale, can you hear me?
Ciao, Gio. I can. How are you?
Good, yourself. You're live on Rossoneri TV. What were your thoughts on that first half?
I think at the end of the first half, it's just clear to see that what Milan lacked was quality. That's pure and simple. As I said to you earlier on, we weren't able to cling on to, even though we had 68% possession. Like as it was said earlier, what we were doing with that possession was practically nothing. We weren't being able to break through, and every time we did break through, Juve come in and make a foul on us as to not go any further, which is why I think we didn't make many chances on target. But what did look promising from Milan was once we did get into the box, we did look dangerous. That was the thing I was as a positive. But at the other end, just Juve were just too much of a step ahead of us, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. Like you said, a complete change in quality is pretty noticeable. When you take a look at both of these teams, and I was saying it before, you don't need to watch games just to say that Juve has more quality. Today, I think pretty much the statement was made. Milan's having too many problems in the middle of the park. Let's face it. This team did well in that first half of the season. We did very well, but I've said it back in December. These players, unfortunately, will either encounter fatigue. They will not be capable to keep up on a consistent basis until the end of the season. And that's also why we need proper backups to replace these players, which we don't have. So if you're expecting consistent performances from these players week in and week out until the end of the season, you're pretty much asking for a lot there. And
agreed, yeah.
I don't think it's only a thing based on Montella and what he's capable of doing and bringing to the table. It's also the players at his disposal. Because, let's be honest, sure, we do have good players. We have decent players to beat a majority of teams in the Serie A. But if we want to go that step ahead, I think everyone could pretty much agree on the fact that we need more quality. Even for backups. I'm not even just speaking about starters. Even backups. We need better quality. We simply don't have that enough.
I think that credit does have to go to Montella for getting us to this point in the season, and where we're placed on the table is quite impressive with the squad that we have. I think with the squad that we have, we're probably justifiably the 6th or 7th best placed team based on the other teams that we've got. But we're actually sort of competing for that Europa League position, which, as I said, credit has to go to Montella for getting the most out of the players there. But we just simply need a little bit more quality in my opinion. Midfield has to be dealt with first. We need to get that extra player in there who's going to create chances and to get us moving forward. Once we get that possession in Juve's half, we're going to make a difference. But at the moment, we're just not getting into the half to make the problem. We've got all this possession, but it's coming in our own half, which is useless. What are we going to do with the ball at our own end? We can't score. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. And I think it's always a repetition in this. Every time, not only this game, we've seen it against Napoli. It's always passes back. And I remember even some Milan commentators, I was watching something the other night, even some Milan commentators, I think it was Crudeli or someone else, they were saying every time it's just completely, whether it's Paletta or Romagnoli, it's always the same play. Romagnoli to Abate or De Sciglio and back to Donnarumma. Yeah. That's the possession that we pretty much keep, and maybe that's why it tends to be as high as it is. But using that possession to our advantage, you barely ever see that. at Milan.
I think an important point moving into the second half, something I did notice tactically that might help Milan out a bit. I think Locatelli was playing a little bit too high up in midfield. So what he wasn't doing was, when we had the possession, he wasn't dropping back like a great deal to help out and to take the ball and to move it forward, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like the regista should. He should come back looking for the ball and then turn and look to sort of pass the ball forward and distribute. But what I feel he wasn't doing that enough. I think he was playing a little bit too advanced. A little bit too advanced in the field. I think if he comes back and looks for the ball and then looks to turn and then pass, that way we might sort of be able to link up with the other half of the field. There's too much of a gap, if that makes sense.
I completely agree with you, and this is the last comment I'm going to be making. At times I've seen Suso or even Bonaventura going all the way back to gather that ball from the defense.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
And that's the job that Locatelli should be doing. So I definitely agree with the fact that I see Locatelli playing a bit higher than he's supposed to be. You're supposed to, well, as a regista, you know, your job is to get that ball from the defense and move it forward yourself.
Correct.
There should be no real there should be no way as well. Suso and Bonaventura do have those characteristics, those qualities, that they tend to get the ball from the midfield and move it up themselves. But to see Suso playing that low towards the defense, to me, it's absolutely ridiculous. Because we should be having our midfield do that, especially Locatelli in that middle. And simply, I'm not seeing that from any of the players this game.
So I'd say about 70-80% of our possession has probably come from just playing the ball along the back.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be my summary of the first half.
yeah, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. All right, Pasquale, thank you for calling in. Hopefully we'll hear from you later on. All right.
Fingers crossed they can fix it, yeah?
Oh, yeah, hopefully. All right, take care.
Cheers.
All right, guys, you heard it there from Pasquale. I'm going to be taking one last call before... Actually, yeah, the second half has started already, so unfortunately I won't be able to take that last call. But rest assured, as soon as the match ends, we will be having our match review, and you guys could have all your conversations, all your whatever you want to comment about the team performance in that match review. But we are underway in the second half. Just give me a moment to set up the timer and so forth. But we are underway in the second half at the Juventus Stadium. I'm definitely hoping that we will be seeing a change in the second half. Unfortunately, we have been way too passive, I guess. Not smart enough with the ball whenever we had it. We are a second half team. So hopefully we'll see just that in the second half. A nice reaction would be nice to see. But I still think that Milan needs to do a big job if they want to get anything out of this match. Once again, I'm still seeing the good old long passes that are absolutely good for shit. I'm not understanding why we need to make these long passes. They're never accurate, and whenever they are, they don't even tend to help our situation very much. So we should be focusing on playing the ball more on the ground. Let me know in the comment section if you guys are hoping to see any substitutions in particular. Do you think that Montella should be making any substitutions quite early, or do you think he should be waiting a bit? Let me know all of that in the comment section below, and I'll be reading it throughout the live stream. But we are underway for the second half of the Coppa Italia quarterfinals between Juve and Milan at the Juventus Stadium. Once again, this is a reminder that if you guys are interested in our channel, if you guys like what we do also have daily videos for you guys where we post the latest Milan news and rumors on a daily basis with match previews, reviews, these specific watch-alongs, and much more for you guys to stay updated with everything going on at AC Milan. Definitely the biggest and best AC Milan fan channel for all you guys watching. So if you guys aren't yet subscribed to the channel, hit on that subscribe button, and it will definitely help us a lot. The target for today is 11,600 subscribers. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Milan once again keeping a lot of possession in the second half, but it's just passes between themselves like we were mentioning with Pasquale and the back line. Not much going forward. Whenever we do have passes going forward, we tend to lose the ball. But here's a good chance for Milan. Bonaventura gets read quite easily there by Quadrado. And it will go off for a throw, but Milan still have possession here. A cross is sent in pretty poorly. I think that was Abate, and it finds the hands of Neto. Milan need a quick reaction here. Like I said many times, we need a quick reaction in the second half. We did it against Torino. We had a pretty good reaction against Napoli. We were unfortunate not to find the equalizer in that game. But we're going to need exactly that in this game if we want to get anything out of it. And that is a goal maybe in the opening 15 to 20 minutes of the second half. That's pretty much what we need. There's Milan. That's going to be offside. It's going to go out for Juventus ball. Let's get into your comments. Let's see what you guys have to say. We'll pray again, says football forever. Let's definitely hope so. Zolke says, I hope we get sold. That's what I want more than this game. Jan says, last time I prayed for them, they lost 2-1 against Napoli. Jeffrey says, will we come back? I think we can if we play like the first half of the season, but it will be hard. Definitely going to be a tough task. Football Forever says, Bertolacci's too good to this team. I'm not quite sure about that. Here's another chance for Juve meanwhile. Quadrado gets across. Donnarumma punches it away. He's going to have a good performance, and it's a free kick awarded to Juve. Once again, Asamoah winning Juve another free kick. And I don't understand how Milan are allowing this to happen. I simply don't understand how Milan's allowing this to happen. See, it's very cheap there. Very cheap fouls given away for no reason. Here's another free kick to Juventus, like I said. But many times it's just poor decision making when fouling these players. And simply, I don't understand how Asamoah is coming all the way from behind to contribute to the attack, and Milan is still making stupid fouls on him. Well, let's see what Juve make out of this free kick. Let's see if Milan's capable of defending this at least. Here it is, taken. It's defended by Antonelli. Milan are not capable to clear the ball just yet. Suso now. He's going to win a throw. Dybala with the slide there to put the ball out. Milan still with the old possession, moving around in that back line. Abate. Better pass. Was that a free kick? Yes, it is. On Suso. I hope he's not done. But that was a very bad foul by Asamoah on Suso. Surprised he wasn't blocked there. Let's see what Suso luckily gets up back on his feet. That's exactly what we want to see from Suso. I don't want to see him being down and out. A nice ball. A chance for Milan. That's a high foot. Bacca. It's a beautiful goal. It's a beautiful goal by Carlos Bacca. A lot of criticism was going towards him. But once again, Milan, for the I don't know which game in a row, has scored in the second half right away. Well, would you take a look at that? This is a beautiful goal here from Bacca on the volley. No chance for Nero. That's the start to the second half that Milan needed. And Bacca has given a lifeline to Milan. The third goal of the month for Bacca. Third goal of the month for Carlos Bacca. He scored against Cagliari. He scored against Torino. And now he's done it against Juventus. This is the second goal in 2 games in the Coppa Italia for Milan, by the way. Well, if he had a point to prove, I guess this could be a good start for him. A wonderful taken volley by Carlos Bacca there. Puts Milan back into it. It's now 2-1 for Juventus. And this was exactly the start to the second half that we needed. Once again, the reaction was there. That's going to be a bad foul. And there's a fight here between red card. Bacca's getting involved with Bonucci. A bit of a fighting spirit, but there is a red card to Locatelli. And really, I have no complaints to make there. Locatelli simply wasn't in this game from the start. He did pick up a very silly booking in that first half. And once again, he did it again. And Locatelli cannot go into those challenges like that. I'm sorry, but once again, he did it today. He did it already in the first half. A stupid foul. He did another stupid foul in the second half. And I think there's no absolute remorse for his actions there by Locatelli, because that was simply stupid by him. And now, after that goal coming in from Bacca, we are a man down. Just ridiculous from Locatelli there. And I really don't understand why he made that challenge. You know you're in a yellow card. There's no reason why you should be going in those challenges like that. And now we are a man down despite us scoring right away. Ridiculous. Well, will Montella be making a change? I guess we will soon find out. But Locatelli has only himself to blame here. That was a really stupid decision once again from him. Just like that first half challenge there that he had. Well, we're going to have to see how Milan plays now after that sending off from Locatelli. What will Montella change in the module? Will he be bringing someone on? There's also a couple of players that Juventus currently has on a yellow card, so hopefully one of them gets a sending off as well. So we'll see what happens here. Suso, was that a lead foul on Bacca? Now there's like 3 guys on Suso. Loses possession as you would expect. Juve now is going to have an easier time to keep possession, and that's why that sending off could really hurt Milan's chances of really fully getting back into this game. A few of you guys are saying Locatelli needs more playing time. He is still young, could be forgiven. He needs more experience. Experience or not, you've been playing football your whole life. You know you cannot go in stupid challenges like that. Even players at the amateur level know that. I'm sorry, but to me, those are mistakes that you shouldn't be making. You shouldn't be making. You were already suspended for that Napoli game. Now you got another sending off. It's, to me, it's unacceptable. It's completely unacceptable going in challenges like that. Once again, there's just no excuse whatsoever. There's no excuse. You know you're on a yellow card. That's the best part. You know you're on a yellow card and you go for that challenge. Like, aren't you scared you're going to be sent off? Well deflected there by Abate on the corner kick. Christian says, do you think that we should bring a forward or a midfielder? I think at this point we should bring in another midfielder. I think it's too early to bring in another forward. Maybe Bonaventura could slot back to that midfield at the moment. And that was just wide. I thought that went in. I really thought that went in from Juve. That was just an inch away from the net. It's a goal kick to Donnarumma. But like I said, I think Bonaventura will slot back into midfield now. And up front, it will possibly be Suso with Bacca. We'll see what happens. Still Juve on the counter. Abate reads everything. Better from him. Way better from him. Bonaventura lays it off to Antonelli. John Paul Valencia says, we just scored as well. You cannot get a red card like this in a game like that. Completely agree. Mariano says, hold on to the 2-1 and then the last 15 minutes, all or nothing. That could be a solution. We'll see what Montella thinks. Franco will like to see Pasalic. Zolke says it's not experience, it's stupidity. Dr. Carl S. Jerome says, hey Gio, could you please explain or describe the goals from Juventus for me? I joined a little after the 27th minute. Which ones of our players were at fault? The first goal was really a defensive, collective mistake, I think. Not quite even, I'm not even sure how to describe it, but what it was an Asamoah cross. I think it was Mandzukic who initially missed it. Or Cuadrado. Here's another chance meanwhile for Juve. Cuadrado. And thankfully Milan get clear of that. Out of danger. But yeah, getting back to describing the goal for you. What it was a cross from Asamoah. And I'm not really sure how to describe the mistake from the defense. It was really a collective misunderstanding. Meanwhile, another chance for Juve. And I don't understand how Mandzukic actually missed that. He pretty much missed an open chance for Mandzukic, and he missed that. But right now, Juve is toying with the Milan defense. The covering is really poor. And I'm simply not understanding Milan's game plan at the moment. Getting back to describing the goal for you. Hopefully I can get this one through this time. There was a collective mistake, and at the end of the day, Dybala found an opening. He flicked it, and really Donnarumma had no chance whatsoever with a very close finish shot. The second goal was a free kick from Pjanic right outside the edge of the box. Suso makes a foul on Rugani. C. Rossoneri says, I don't understand why, but if you guys forget what Locatelli has done and accomplished in his age and the quality he has shown, one single mistake that happened in his age and everyone criticizes him. This is not particularly a criticism towards Locatelli. I mean, definitely he has done a lot this season, and I always speak about individual events rather than collective summary of what he has done this season round. But getting to this specific event, I'm not taking away anything that he has accomplished this season, but there are certain events that you need to look at, and I think it was just plain stupid from him. It is a mistake from him. I'm just saying this specific event was just plain stupid from him. I don't understand why you need to do that. Obviously, the positives outweigh the negatives for his season so far. Not taking that out of him, that's for sure. What I'm saying is that This event in particular was just unexplainable. Just unexplainable. Still Juve, moving the ball around good. Another cross by Quadrado. Asamoah always making these runs out of nowhere. Abate, for some reason, doesn't feel like he needs to pressure him good. Quadrado, not capable of keeping the ball. I think Milan need to play composed. And there is a substitution, by the way, being made. That is it. Abate is going off. Pasalic is coming on. Not quite sure what to make of that substitution. How will Milan play now? Abate is not happy at all with his performance. I think we could all read it from his face. But pretty much, there is a change there. Antonelli is getting the captain's armband. I know some people were asking me who's going to be the captain if Abate comes off. Well, Antonelli is your answer. So from what I'm understanding, Kuchka is now a right back, from what it seems like. And Pasalic has taken his role in the midfield. Interesting decision there from Montella. Sayun says, Baka scored a magnificent goal. He will do it from time to time, but it won't change the fact that he's a useless player that doesn't do anything than making a good finish every 4 to 5 matches. And I think I could completely agree with you on that. He gets nice goals, but his work rate is little to nothing, to be honest with you. Calvin says, in my opinion, we should bring on Deulofeu on the left flank and position Bonaventura instead of Locatelli. And as Pasquale said, an ideal method to distribute the ball from the defense to the attack. Interesting point, for sure. Franco saying, I think it's a 3-3-3 formation right now. I think Kuchka is playing as the right back, to be honest. At the moment, I know Kuchka was used as a right back a few times in trainings. I remember they were actually thinking of playing Kuchka once at right back, and you guys probably also remember Poli being another option in that right back role. But Kuchka has been shifted to that right back position right now, and I think what Milan are actually playing right now is more of a 4-4-1. It appears to be. A 4-4-1 with Bonaventura, Suso on the sides, Bertolacci and Pasalic in the middle, Bacca up front. I think that's what it is at the moment. Good challenge there, won by Milan. There's a substitution for Juventus now. Alexandro comes on for Dybala. Maybe this could be changed to the 3-5-2 for Allegri. I'm gonna have to wait and see what he decides. But this is Juventus' first substitution of the night. We are very close to reaching 100 likes on the video, guys. If you haven't yet liked the video, please do so, as we are always reaching different objectives. Tonight's objective is 100 likes, so we are very close to doing that. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel and you are a Milanista, please hit on that subscribe button to help us out. And also, we provide daily Milan videos for you guys to watch for your entertainment, or just to keep updated with everything that's going on at the club. John Paulo Valencia says Juventus is going defensive. Substitution for Juventus. Alexandro is on. Yes, he is. Milan need a goal here. A goal at all costs to lighten up this match once again for them. Of course, we are one man down. And that could speak volumes of what Milan could bring. But there's good pressure finally from Milan. Finally, Milan's giving good pressure. Suso's open. Bacca now with the ball. Antonelli's open as well. That's a foul. And it's a yellow card to Bonucci, I think. It is. It is a yellow card to Bonucci. Well done there by Bacca. But at the same time, Antonelli was all open. Not quite sure why he didn't pass it off to Antonelli. The guy was open. Suso was open as well at one point on the right side. Robin Milanovic says, when is the second game in the San Siro? There is no second game. For the quarterfinals, it is only one leg. The two legs only apply from the semifinals. Dario says, I love how Antonelli makes runs and applies pressure. Way better than other players in this team, that's for sure. But there is a free kick for Milan. Could we work some magic out of it? Galliani seen in the stands. Kuchka, Bonaventura, and Suso on the ball. Of course, Kuchka could go for their power shot. Suso and Bonaventura for the curlers. It's quite distant. It's not the nearest of free kicks here in the 70th minute. But definitely one big chance that Milan needs to take. And hopefully you could produce a nice finish out of it. Just like Pjanic did in that first half. Let's wait and see what Milan could do here. They are about 22-23 meters away from the net. Here is Kuchka. Or Bonaventura lays it off to Kuchka. It's a save from Neto, but that was definitely a good attempt from Milan. That's exactly what we like to see from Milan. Very nice strike by Kuchka. Well played there by Bonaventura. Laid it off to Kuchka, but was just way too close to Neto. And he had to force out a save, which gives him a corner. Milan now, first post, still nothing. All the way to Donnarumma there. Antonelli. We are 20 minutes away from full time. Of course, stoppage time still needs to be played. Milan need an equalizer. A reminder that they are playing with one man less. And there's a bad foul on Suso. Will the referee do something here? It is another yellow card to Juve. And this time it's going to Alexandro. The new entry. There are a lot of players from Juve currently on yellow cards. And apparently there are a lot of players away from one booking away from suspension here, so they really have to be careful. Juventus, that is. Nice ball there. Oh, Bach got a good chance for himself, but he was offside. Or was he? Yeah, he was offside. He had to be offside. The linesman called it, but that was a nice play from Suso. Milan started to get some chances themselves, despite being a man down, as you would normally see Milan do in the second half. I think it's time to bring on Lapadula, like many of you are probably saying. Mariano says exactly that. Throw in Lapadula for the last 15 minutes. We have nothing to lose. And there's another foul, this time on Quadrado, and it's another booking for Milan. To Antonelli this time around. Lots of yellow cards going out of the referee's book at the moment. You could sense another sending off at any time here. Sabian says pull Lapadula in and go all out attack. We have nothing to lose. Personally, I would bring in Delufeu and Lapadula. Maybe not right now, maybe in 2-3 minutes. And really just go for it, you know, just go for it at this point. What do you guys think about that? If we throw both of them on. Here's Suso again. Well done there. Suso gets past 2 players, but Milan still regain possession. That's the attitude I like to see. Bonaventura. Bartolomeo says there's one thing people should be happy about, and that is that Milan have never say die attitude, which can only get better in the future. It's definitely a start. I could definitely agree with you, Bartolomeo. A definite start to that attitude has been seen this season. But we need to do even better. Here's Antonelli all open. Suso picks him out. Across here. Well defended there by Rugani. That was a real good chance for Milan, but it's not done just yet. Zapata, what is he even doing there? Higuain comes back all the way. And that's the type of mentality that Juve have. Higuain manhandles Zapata, and there's a free kick going towards Juve. What a play from Higuain. And see, that's the difference. That's exactly the difference. Not quite sure Zapata even got booked for that. And he simply doesn't understand how that happened. But Zapata, look, just look at this. Zapata had a chance to take a shot. Higuain takes the ball, brings it from his own half towards Milan's half, wins a foul, and gives Zapata a yellow card. These are the type of differences in players, guys. Exactly that. Zapata should have done much better there. I think he should have taken that shot first time. Not quite sure what he waited for. Thank you guys for helping me reach over 100 likes. We just passed that. Thank you all. As usual, it's much appreciated every time we reach an objective. So thank you for that. Now let's hope we reach another objective, and that is that equalizer goal for this game. I'm sure Milan could get one more chance at least. I think the next substitution will have to be Lapadula, and I think Montella will throw in maybe Delofeu in the last 5 minutes. Nice tackle there by Bertolacci. A bit risky, but you got it right. Here's a flick on. Still Mandzukic now. Easy pass. Was that deflected? It was offside. It was offside. Deflected by Khedira. I'm not quite sure how that didn't hit the target. But yes, Alexandro actually got in the way with a shot from Khedira. Well, would you look at that? Milan escape another danger. Cavi Lake says we need Mexes to do some backflips into some Juve players. Mariano says it's already positive that we don't give up. Don't forget the home reputation from Juve. That's also true. Bonaventura simply not able to get past 3 players that were all on him. John Paul Valencia says 100 likes, more than deserved, Gio. Thank you for that, John Paul. Really appreciate it. Franco Marcella says, please don't end like the Napoli game. We lose because of 2 early goals. Here's a giveaway by Bonaventura. What a player he is. He might be getting a booking here. But I just love the attitude and mentality that Bonaventura has. Never gives up, even when there's 2-3 guys on him. Exactly the type of player that we need at Milan. We need more of those guys. But well done there by Bonaventura, even though he does pick up a foul. Giuliano Lapadula says, guys, let's reach 11,600 subs. Let's do it, guys. That is our objective for today. Give us a subscribe if you haven't yet. And help us. There's going to be a free kick here for Juve at the edge of the box again for a handball. Antonelli complaining to the referee. Gotta see this again. Cavi Lake says we need a red card for Juve now. We definitely need that. And who was it again? Couldn't really tell from that position who touched hands, but there is a free kick from Juve from a side position of the penalty box. I think Pjanic is going to send this in as a cross. He might hit it first post as well. I don't know why there's only one man on the wall. Finally someone else joins in. Suso getting into the wall. I think this is definitely going to be a cross from Pjanic. Let's see what he thinks. It's a low pass. Oh, and that's a shot from Higuain over the net. Good idea, bad execution. Mariano says, by the way, you're doing a great job at Rossoneri TV so I can follow all the news of Milan and Belgium. Thank you for that. That's exactly what we want to bring here at Rossoneri TV. Biggest AC Milan fan channel on YouTube. We want to build this community even bigger, and we are doing so every day. Bonaventura, did he get fouled there? Oh, come on, referee. There it is. The free kick has been given to Bonaventura. Bonaventura demanding for a yellow card. But that's exactly what I was speaking about, Jack, before. The right attitude. And by the way, Deulofeu is set to come on. Deulofeu is set to come on. I think I just saw him getting ready for the substitution. And here it is. The substitution has been made. Deulofeu comes on for Carlos Bacca. What can the new entry do for Milan on his debut? Could he rescue them this equalizer? Well, if he could get Milan a goal here, that'll be something to write about. The next substitution I want to see is Lapadula coming on. I don't know why he's been given so little time to do anything. Lapadula recently, always coming on for 5-10 minutes max. But here's another free kick for Milan. Can Kuchka hit another one from far range? He takes it. Is that a deflection? Yeah, it's a deflection. It was Bonaventura this time that took it. And it's going to be a Milan corner with that deflection. What the hell was that? Was that Antonelli making a dive on the ground? But it starts a Juventus counter. Thankfully, Deulofeu, I think, came back just in time to break that counter. Well done. It's a poor pass from Cuadrado. Well, this is going to be a very interesting 10 minutes to be played here. Deulofeu plays it fast. So far, I'm really liking what I'm seeing in these opening moments from Deulofeu. Good movements, good tracking back. Helped out the defense in difficult times. Kuchka. A lot of you guys are pleased with the substitution, especially that Bacca is now off for Deulofeu. Is there still space for Lapadula though? That's the main question. Zapata needs to get to that. Once again, very, very weak from Zapata. I simply don't know why he's so slow, or why he even got a start into this game. Once again, beaten by Higuain. I think he's not doing too well. I think there are some problems there for Zapata. But once again, very, very weak. Now Juve is probably gonna focus on keeping the possession. It's Cuadrado. An opening in the middle. What a save there was from Donnarumma on a Pjanic flick. Well done there for Donnarumma to keep Milan in the game. But that was really smooth from Juventus. Once again, their usual play. Well done there from Donnarumma to touch that and put it out for a corner. Antonelli. That was amazing. That was amazing from Antonelli. What a dive. Kind of reminds me of that Verratti header there a few days ago. Donnarumma needs to come out. He does. Well done. Good grab. Needs to start the counter. Milan not fast enough. A nice ball though from Donnarumma. Oh, now it's offside. Dario says Milan should put on Lapadula. We have to go all in even if we lose this game 3-1. Definitely it's time for Milan to risk. They have to take every risk possible. I'm just hoping for one more chance for Milan. One more chance. Romagnoli, Bertolacci. Nice ball there by Bertolacci. Deulofeu! Deulofeu! Oh, he takes a shot. It's saved by Neto. What a chance that was by Deulofeu. It was a pretty bad angle, but that was a very nice ball given by Bertolacci. What a chance for Deulofeu that was. Once again, a poor angle. Couldn't really ask more from him. But that was a very good try on net. Well done there by Deulofeu. Very nice pass from Bertolacci. That also has to be given to him. And that's a foul on Milan. That was well done by Deulofeu. I really like that run specifically. I think he did a very good job to make that run. Unfortunate for that angle. If he wasn't a better angle, I think that could have been 2-2. We're just about 5 minutes away from the 90th minute. Still stoppage time to be played. Of course, if Milan could find that equalizer, that would mean that Milan will be going to extra time in this game. It is a one-leg game, so whoever wins it will go to the semi-finals of the Coppa Italia. Deulofeu, good pressing on Neto. That's exactly the type of pressing we need from him. It's a free kick on Quadrado though. Pasquale says Niang wouldn't have made that run. That's very, very true. Real Mako 1 says Deulofeu automatically better than Niang. Here's Juve still Juve. 87th minute. There's an opening in the far post. Well done by Kuchka. Still Kuchka. Oh, and that's another poor free kick given to Juventus. Bertolacci this time at the edge of the box. And this could be game, set, and match for Juventus. It's really a big opportunity for them right outside the box. That is a very poor challenge by Bertolacci. I still don't understand what Montella is waiting for to bring on Lapadula. I completely don't understand this. We're just a few moments away from full time. We still haven't seen Lapadula. Why wouldn't you risk him now? Well, this is a big chance for Juve now. Another Pjanic free kick. Hopefully this one goes wrong. It's a very good position though. Let's hope the wall can do a very good job here. Pjanic. And that's over the net this time. Could go good for you once, not twice, buddy. Terrible shot too. Way too much under the ball. Kuchka puts it up. Suso. It was a blind pass from Suso, but couldn't find anyone. Zapata now. Still not understanding what Montela's waiting for. Deulofeu. Nice pass. Bonaventura. Good opening to Antonelli. No one there to take advantage of that. Romagnoli. And Milan definitely have to go all out attack now. Pasalic. Romagnoli. Still no signs of Lapadula possibly coming on, which is kind of surprising to me. Deulofeu has done a very good job this game. Really liked what I saw from him in these last 10 minutes. Good movements, nice attempt. Another run there. Still Milan. Deulofeu now. Suso. Back to Deulofeu. Suso again. Suso with the cross. It's defended by Juve. Still Milan. A volley by Bertolacci. It's out. Good attempt. But Honda's coming on. Honda's coming on. I think 3 minutes have been added. Honda's coming on for Bertolacci. So once again, we won't be seeing Lapadula. Jeffrey, if there's a tie, it is extra time. So there will be no Lapadula. Honda's the last substitution coming on for Bertolacci. Let me know what you guys think of that. The right choice, or will it not even make a difference now? Anyways. Zapata once again very, very slow. Antonelli wins a good clash there with Quadrado. Yeah, Pasquale, I'm actually wondering too why they only added 3 minutes. I think there were a lot of yellows, a lot of stoppages in the second half to only award 3 minutes, to be honest with you. Kind of a weird decision. Deulofeu now to Zapata. Just over a minute or so to be played. And Juve dispossessed it again from Milan. Well done though from Suso. Zapata, Suso, everyone has to move up now. Another nice run by Deulofeu. Can he get onto it? He can't. Kuchka wins it. Honda. Romagnoli sends it in. That's too out. That's out. It's going to be a Juve throw. Well, we are just a few seconds away from the full-time whistle. It seems that Milan are blowing out the competition, the Coppa Italia. And here's a last attempt from Milan. Just strip him at this point. Zapata wins the ball. And simply, I don't understand how slow of a player Zapata is. But he gets that win there. Maybe one last chance for Milan. One last attack. Deulofeu. Still Deulofeu. And he can't get past the second. That's going to be the game. And it's going to be a free kick for Juve, but that should be it. That should be it for the game. Good tackle there from Zapata once again on Mandzukic. But I just wouldn't want to see Zapata ever again play for Milan, to be honest. He's not the player that Milan need to play, especially in these types of games. Not impressed at all. And that's the game. Milan lose 2-1 against Juventus. A good second half, but not enough. Milan are out of the Coppa Italia. And can now just focus on the Serie A. I guess that's the only positive to take out of it. But it was a way better second half. Once again, the attitude from Milan. Never say die. But once again, baffled in the opening minutes. Just like against Napoli. Just like against Torino. That's going to wrap it up for the live stream watch along, guys. In just a few minutes, I'll be back here on Rossoneri TV for the live stream of the match review of Juventus against Milan, where you guys could be calling in on Skype to share your input, your comments on this game. So I'll be seeing you guys in just a few minutes. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Gio signing off. And as always, Forza Milan.